If a country in this world is meant to have a chance against an aggressive neighbour, it needs a military to defend it. Whether it's the country's own military, a military from another country, or it's the social media super soldiers coming to the rescue, they all harness the power of real-world international condemnation. There's some countries out there that have no military, and here they all are. Most don't have them because the geographical locations and sizes of most of these places makes a military unnecessary to them. Notice that some are islands that are going to be a Pacific-styled Atlantis sooner or later, and others are blemishes between bigger and stronger neighbours. One country that isn't an island and doesn't suddenly appear when zooming in on a world's map is Costa Rica. Since 1948, the country has had no military, going 75 years strong without it. Wow, how did they do it? Why did they do it? Why did Costa Rica abolish the military? To find out, we shall travel back in time to the 1940s and talk about politics. Costa Rican politics. And it was certainly one of the many hot topics of political moments during this decade. The political hot topic here is the 1948 election between the National Union Party and the National Republican Party. The NUP had Atilio Ulate as the head of the party and the main candidate for the presidential election. The NRP had Rafael Calderon, who is running for a second non-consecutive term, after ruling Costa Rica from 1940 to 1944, the other main candidate. The election ended with the National Union Party winning the election, gaining 55% of the votes. Now, if any of you watching have aspirations to become a leader for your great nation one day, and find yourself in a similar situation like Calderon, here's some advice that comes from the very man himself. Claim electoral fraud against the opponent. Surely this wouldn't create a crisis in the country, spiralling the nation into a civil war, right? Oh look, a crisis in the country that spiraled the nation down into a civil war. A civil war that lasted only 43 days, with the rebels winning. But after the war, Atilio wasn't instantly given the role of presidency. Instead, it was given to a provisional junta ran by Jose Figueres, the leader of the rebellion. Under Figueres, he made changes to the country here and there, continuing to push through some reforms from Calderon. Some good, some bad, wherever you sit on the political spectrum, but save the politics for family gatherings. The big change Figueres made here is the Costa Rican military, making it non-existent. As all politically suggestive choices do, it aroused some speculation over the reasons why Figueres chose to disband the military. Some believed that it was to ensure the safety of the people, because the words Costa Rica and coup have been a frequent combination seen in the past. Others believed that the military was gotten rid of only so Figueres couldn't get coups himself. But tomato tomato, whatever his intentions were, disbanding the military allows for more funding in sectors that can develop the country, like education and healthcare, since there is no military to hog all the resources. From that moment forwards, the military has been abolished as a permanent standing force. Some military capabilities have been integrated with the current police force of Costa Rica, albeit heavily limited. But since it doesn't have a permanent army, what would happen if Costa Rica were to, say, be invaded? Well, if things were to get a little frisky with Costa Rica and Panama, Nicaragua, or a mysterious third party, it will be the job for the big guy upstairs, the United States. There's some treaties between the two that have been signed, ensuring protection against Costa Rica, mainly drug smugglings and environmental protection, but also to undoubtedly defend them against an invasion. While the US is Costa Rica's biggest ally, it's not its only ally, as Costa Rica is part of a bigger defence treaty with other countries, known as the Rio Treaty, which, to dumb down, is just a NATO for the Americas that came before the actual NATO. Who would have thought taking the pacifist route was the better option? Ah well. But anyway, that's all for this one. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.